Halibut is one of the most sought-after fish species in the United States. If you don't live near the coast, it can be hard to get your hands on this prized fish. What if I told you that you could get your hands on some fresh,
Let's go buy some fish.
halibut for wholesale price, even if you lived in the Midwest?
I ordered a halibut.
All it takes is a sense of adventure.
What did you even get?
A sea monster.
And a few skills. Are you ready to be your own fishmonger?
What?
Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jonathan. I'm a wildlife ecology professor sharing my learning experiences in wild and whole foods. Okay, so I live in Michigan, and getting access to fresh halibut is expensive. Most of what I have access to is frozen, which is not the best quality fish that you can have. I discovered a while back that Whole Foods sells whole fish. All you have to do is just ask for it. And the savings by buying whole can be pretty significant. And so when I noticed that the Whole Foods in Ann Arbor had halibut fillets, I was curious, was it possible to buy an entire halibut? Turns out the answer to that question is yes. And the savings for fresh halibut are pretty significant. So what I want to do on this episode is show you what the buying process is like.
That
sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Take the fish home,
In my mind's eye, it was smaller than what I actually got.
process it in my kitchen,
Just work your knife nice and flat. Boop.
and then make delicious fish sandwiches. And then discuss the benefits of buying halibut whole. Everything that I'm about to show you is something that you can do. You just have to know how. But that's why you're here. I got you.
All right, so I'm on my way to pick up the fish. Really excited about this. Just leaving work, got finished teaching. Whole Foods called me to let me know that the fish was in and that it weighed about 12 pounds. So I hope it's able to fit in my cooler. The grocery stores typically don't sell it because people are only interested in fillets. I think many more of us don't do it because it's not as convenient and we don't have the skills to do that. Like, this channel is about deep relations with, you know, wild and whole foods, and I'm after like maintaining those skills and building those skills that our human ancestors have been practicing for, you know, millennia upon millennia. Good, how are you?
Alive.
I ordered a halibut. So like, I still have other stuff to get. So can I come back and?
Yeah, we'll just wrap it up.
Okay.
Have it ready, 'cause we still need to do that.
Sweet, awesome. And it didn't come with a head.
No head. I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I was hoping like maybe somebody forgot. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll be back when I'm done. Thank you. Yeah, nice lager for some beer batter. A little sushi. All right. Let's go get my fish. Yes, indeed. I'm so excited. So excited. Make like fish sandwiches.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I'll keep the carcass and probably make some, you know, like some broth. Or, yeah.
For sure. Don't waste
I
that.
mean,
That'd be some rich broth. Some tasty broth.
yeah. I don't think this is going to fit in the cooler I brought, but, you know, like flat at least. But thank you. Appreciate you. Such a massive fish. That'll do.
What did you even get?
A sea monster. It's a whole halibut.
Oh my god.
12 pounds. So like if you were to get it's $24 a pound for the fillet, $17 a pound for the whole thing. So I'm gonna go home and like monger it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks guys, appreciate it. Pull up with the halibut, just for the halibut. Great. So, got the ice. Oh. All right. Does not fit all the way. Well, that's all right. I'll just lay that bag of ice on top, and there we go. 12 pounds of halibut. What you got in there? Look at that. Got the fish home. You want to see it? So do I. There she blows, and it is longer than the cutting board. Paid $214 for this halibut. It's just under 12 pounds and was $17.99 a pound. Remember that one of the ways that you check the freshness of the fish is by the smell, and your fish shouldn't smell all that fishy. This halibut's got a pretty fishy smell. That's not the best, but I've never actually dealt with fresh halibut before. Okay, maybe this is just how halibut smells. It's got a stronger fishy smell than other fish do. And good grief, look at the tail on this thing. Already, you can see we're dealing with a big fish. I mean, like my hand, about the width of this tail. So that's already pretty impressive. Oh my, this thing is massive. Definitely the biggest fish I've dealt with. What have I gotten myself into?
Hey folks, I just wanted to take a break and let you know that one of the best ways to get the most out of the content on this channel is to subscribe to my newsletter. Every Sunday, I give you more depth and insight into the topics I cover on Out There JCH, including thoughts and perspectives that I don't really share on this platform. The newsletter is free to sign up, and as an incentive to becoming a subscriber, I'm offering a free wild food resource guide that will help make you a more capable harvester and home cook. Just click the link in the description to sign up. Okay, let's get back to the episode.
So it looks like the inside's cleaned out. Wipe it down. I guess my first impressions are this is really nice, and I'm remembering Haku saying that the dark side tends to be thicker than the underside, and so his method of breaking down a halibut. But to give you all a sense of how massive this fish is, this is my 8-inch chef knife. And yeah, so we're gonna get some work in tonight. So I think what I want to first do is take off this collar. There we go. So one halibut collar, the size of my hand. Ooh. Another collar. Boom. So if I remember correctly, the way that Taku did this, start on the light side and just score all the way around the fin.
It is so very important for you to have a sharp knife when you're scoring the skin of your fish.
There we go.
Take your time as you're filleting your fish.
This is ice cold, which is good.
Don't rush, and feel for a clean cut.
Oh, that's fascinating. Look at that. Look at this lateral line. It kind of does a little jog up like that. That is cool. This side, done a pretty good job of. Rib cage. Oh boy. Look at that. Woo. Did an okay job. There's still some flesh here and here, but you know, as my first fillet job, this isn't bad. All right, so that's one side. Let's get the other side.
Same process on the other side. Nice and steady.
People catching 20, 30, 40 pound halibut, something that's 4 times the size. It's just bonkers to me.
Make sure to check out Taku and Jocelyn's channel, Outdoor Chef Life. This halibut episode is absolutely bonkers.
There is a parasite. That's good to know. Parasite in the belly portion there. So I can pull this out here. Oh yeah, that is a little worm. So this is why you always want to check your fish. All this fish will be thoroughly cooked. And from what I understand, most fish parasites, more commonly fish parasites, are found in the belly loin of the fish. So you definitely want to check the belly portions of your fish. Is that another one? No, that's just flesh. And that's just, part of nature. Humans aren't the only ones that like halibut. That was not the best. So this top loin here has a big scallop chunk carved out of it. So, look at this. Massive, massive carcass. All right, so I'm gonna set the carcass aside for now and work on these loins. I do want to trim this up a bit and get some of the rib cage and other stuff taken care of. Two primary sections of this fish. You've got the bottom loin here. This is the belly loin and the top loin. But let's first get the rib cage off. All right, so I've got bottom loin and top loin, and so I want to separate them and then skin them, and then I'll have that portion of the fish. So we'll start here, cut down, and we've got those pin bones here, so just like that. So that's good. And so cut on the other side of that, and that's the section where all the bones are, but you can keep this because this could be good for stock. Now we want to skin it, so do that, and this is one of my favorite things to do in cooking, fishmongering. Just work your knife, keep it nice and flat. Boop. And there is the halibut skin. Beautiful bottom loin of halibut. Just gorgeous. There we go. Another loin of halibut. This is the Ingawa. I didn't do a great job of separating that from the skeleton. Those are the muscles that help control fins on either side of the halibut. Bam! Okay. Like a zipper. Boink. I cannot imagine doing this with a 80-pound halibut. Okay.
All right, so now it's sandwich time. I'm using peanut oil and heating it to a temperature of 375 degrees. I season the fish about 30 minutes beforehand with salt and pepper. Adding them dry is key to getting the batter to stick when frying. To make the batter, I add about 1 can of beer to 1 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Add your beer gradually until you get the consistency of Thanksgiving gravy. A couple of dips in the batter, and gently add your fish to the hot oil. These thick cuts of the top loin of the halibut were cooked through in about 5 minutes. Why yes, that is homemade tartar sauce on homemade sourdough bread. Thanks for asking. Never too much, never too much, never too much. Fam.
I only discovered that my mic wasn't on after we ate the sandwiches, but suffice it to say, we really, really enjoyed them. Seeing my family thoroughly enjoy this meal made the hard work that went into preparing it that much more rewarding.
So the entire process of breaking down a halibut and cooking it is pretty straightforward. The only difference in this case was the scale at which this processing happened. Let's talk savings. If you want to buy halibut fillets from the fishmongers at Whole Foods, it's going to cost you about $25 a pound. I saved $84 on the 12 pounds of halibut that I bought for this episode. Now, that's a lot of halibut, and the cost up front is significant. But one of the benefits of buying whole is that you have multiple meals in your freezer for weeks or maybe even months into the future. I spent about 45 minutes processing this fish and getting it to storage, which is not an insignificant amount of time invested, but that's time that I don't have to spend later. So how many meals did I get out of this 12-pound halibut? I estimate 6 meals from the fillets and at least 2 meals from the carcass. So the takeaway lesson from this episode is that restaurant quality fish is available to you for a fairly reasonable price if you have the upfront money to pay for these whole animals. Of course, you have to be willing to do this work yourself, but this process of breaking down fish yourself at home is incredibly rewarding. The payoff being you are in a closer relationship with the food that you consume. And at the end of the day, we want the food that nourishes us to also make us feel good about the process in which it was acquired. If you're looking for more fish content, check out this playlist on the channel. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on